your eyes upon our late...
After you put down Gaius, Wedge and me struck out on our own for a bit, and started work on the successor to the tiny Bronco.
Impressive little thing, isn't she? My talent for ship design has plainly rubbed off on them. They've adapted the principles of corrupted crystal technology and constructed a mechanism which converts ether from its surroundings into elemental wind. Said wind is then harnessed by the specially engineered sails, providing the craft... I'm actually a little upset that I didn't think of it myself.
The design does, however, come with one...
The energy conversion ratio's bloody awful. To generate enough power to get you off the ground, you need to be in an area awash with predominantly wind-aspected ether.
In other words, there are a few places you can fly, lots of places you can't.
The new Ishgardian airship hasn't left the boys much time for tinkering, meaning it may be a while before this particular project takes...
Tataru, what?
I've been looking all over for you. There's been word from Aldar.
It seems you're required out. You, meanwhile, should concentrate on providing...
Thank you for coming.
No thanks are necessary, General.
I cannot complain. Thanks to Higiri and her ministrations, I've regained much of the strength I lost during my...
I gather you have made progress in the...
Aye, some good fortune.
With Papa Shan's assistance, I set out to ascertain the source and nature of the shipment. My inquiries led me to Frondale's. There, I learned that an order had been placed for a curious substance designed to sustain patients trapped in death-like slumber. An invention of the former head alchemist, apparently.
A death-like slumber?
It lends some weight to Dulalla's claims, aye. Her Grace is likely somewhere within the palace.
Before making any attempt to extricate the Sultana, however, it seemed prudent to learn what manner of substance was used to induce her torpor. To that end, I made inquiries as to the whereabouts of the one most like to have administered it. We sent for you as soon as we learned of her location. All that remains.
We shall find our... But we must tread carefully. We must be prepared. Then I pity the...
You are Meriel, the Sultana's former lady-in-waiting?
I know no one of that. General Alden!
We will have the truth.
Mayhap it would be better coming...
Lonorito!
As you know, Teleji Adeleji's Cartano reclamation bill was no more than a facade. a means to get his grubby little hands on that Allagan monstrosity Omega. When he learned of Nanamo's intention to abdicate, however, he was forced to amend his plans. Suddenly, assassination seemed the most promising way to further his ambition. I am told Teleji had discovered a maid in whose veins ran the blood of House Thorn, a new, more pliable puppet to sit the throne. 'Twould have caused an uproar, of course, but few could have 'Twas plain that Teleji's wild machinations had outgrown our ability to control them. So I decided to usurp his scheme and left the fool to seal his own demise.
And what of Nanamo?
Oh, I have no desire to harm her grace. 'Twould profit me little to destabilize our government. Thus did I employ young Mariel here to administer a potent sleeping potion in place of a poison. You should know, General, that your dear friend Ilberd was fully aware of my... I had him lie about the assassination as a means to prime your rage against Teleji. We weren't entirely sure how you would react, but...
You conniving...
But of course, when a new game begins, 'tis only prudent to have a piece... Truth be told, a significant proportion of the Brave's initial endowment was also mine. With such large sums moving about, 'twas a rather trifling matter to discuss. Ah, Ilberd. I secured his services with a promise to support his cause once my authority had been solidified. I swear, the man thinks of naught but prizing Alamigo from the grasp of the Unlike you, General, the poor fellow seems quite unable to forsake the land of his forefathers. Mayhap that's why he called you a traitor to your people and a disgrace to your homeland, amongst other things. What was it he always compared you to? Oh, yes, an overgrown lapdog begging... Alas, Ilberd's entertaining little outbursts eventually gave way to wearisome tirades, and the zealous brute became rather unruly. I had no wish to see you executed, you understand, but he would not take no for an answer. Rest assured, his employment with me... Which brings us neatly to the present. What say you, General? Both you and the Sultana are alive. We have one corpse and one fugitive, and preparations have been made to restore your good name. Shall we cry quits and start again with a blank let?
The hells we will! Do you...
Stay your blade, Master Alden. You yourself are not innocent. Though you acted out of loyalty to the Sultana, such deeds are in violation of both the word and... If you would...
This potion will wake the Sultana from her slumber. You will find her grace resting...
I like not your motives, Lolorito. But you saved the Sultana's life.
Rauban al...
was serving the...
'Tis time to wake up, Your Grace. Her Grace is awoken. The palace physician assures me she is none the worse for her slumber. I believe Her Grace will soon resume her plans to place the government of Uldar into the whatever path she chooses to take, I shall walk it with her. And we shall tread slowly.
Her Grace's compassion is a shining beacon to us all. But what our city truly thrives, 'tis in the struggle against our...
Are you privy to new intelligence, my lord?
I would hardly call it new. Remind me, what was the name of that enormous Imperial warship which met its end in Mordona? Oh, wait, I have it. The Agrius. Yes, well, 'twould appear that the Garleans have been hard at work on an...
How close are they to completing this?
Its maiden flight was a success, I hear. I should imagine Emperor Varys is eager to see how it... My lords and lady, I move that it is time to repair the damage caused by Telegi Adelegi and prepare our great...
"'Tis well that the Sultana has awoken. The Syndicate yet needs to put its house in order, but Uldar has taken control of its future. I have decided to dispatch. Among the recruits, there were those who supported our Order's goals and convictions with all sincerity. 'Tis my hope that these loyal men and women will choose to... As for those who sided with the traitor, Ilberd, they shall be hunted down and held to account for their crimes. It is my earnest hope that they will surrender themselves peaceably when the time comes. Ah, my all-conquering crystal. I need not tell you how deeply the... As ever, it is to your own shining example that I turn for inspiration. Let us resume the search for our missing comrade. The role of Crystal Brave Commander suited me ill, and I shall...
All stands ready.
Pray excuse my lateness. I paid a brief visit to the workshop to inquire about the mana cutters. The engine...
The area is now but a short flight away. Were it not for Master Alphino's proposal, we never would have attempted to parley with... Though our negotiations yielded little, our expedition with Lady Ice...
You took an unimaginable risk.
Aye. 'Tis true that many of our countrymen would sooner die than join hands with the heretic's mistress. But 'twas through that most
A conversation that went rather poorly, as I recall.
Not slay Nidhogg's consort, Tiaman, and put the Great Worm on his guard. The Dravanians would have...
Aye, that they would. Full grateful am I for every hour of respite your actions...
Thus you believe an assault upon the area represents the city's best chance of survival?
I am under no illusions. Nidhogg's might is legend. Victory will be hard won, even...
You shall have my blade as...
Lord Commander, no...
How can I, a proud...
Pray leave the slaying of dragons to dragoons, Sir Knight. Should we fail, and Nidhogg slip...
There are others.
Who but you has the authority and the standing to orchestrate a city-wide defense? I do not, and neither does the Warrior of Light. That is why it is our place to fight, and yours to remain... What? You too, Master Alphino? By the Fury! You have shown some promise, but this adversary is...
Your candor is appreciated, Sir Dragoon. I shall remain then and cheer you...
Well, my friend,